Good evening, everybody, and welcome to, what is it, Strongman Sunday? I nearly called it Talking Strongman.
No, it's Strongman Sunday. It's just the sunshine is out.
I know, it's dazzling, actually, and it's quite surprising. Summer is here at last. In fact, my eyes have just started watering on cue.
It's been nice to see some sunshine. Hope everybody is okay and had a great weekend.
Yes, it's a funny time in Strongman. There's a bit of a hiatus right now, isn't
there? From the major shows, but there has been a lot of stuff going on. There was Britain's Strongest Man this weekend at the under 80s, 90s, and the under 105s.
There was
Iceland's Strongest Man.
Strongest Man in Iceland.
Strongest Man in Iceland. Yes, got to make sure we get that name right.
Well, there's two, isn't there? So
yes,
we've got to get the right one.
Yep.
Who was it won by? Villiers
Jacuzzis.
I don't want to have to try and pronounce it myself. Villiers Jacuzzis. What Loz said. Yes, so congratulations to him. And your guy came second.
He did. Christian Nielsen came second, and Hilma Johansson, I believe, was third. So yeah, congratulations to those guys. There is lots of comps coming up in the next few weeks, though.
Yeah, and we'll be able to watch this one soon. On Tuesday, the 4th of June, it's going to be uploaded to the Magnusberg Classic YouTube channel. So look out for that one. Yeah. Look forward to watching it. What's up, early birds? There's Nolan. Obviously, Nolan is somewhere that we are not. Hello, we've got lots of members in the chat. Cousin Fred, Monica's here. Monica will have had a busy weekend. You're in Iceland, aren't you, Monica? Yes.
I feel like we're just waiting for her to answer that.
I know. A voice. Oh, do you know what, guys? I've just realised what it is. What? Loz has some sort of
is it my heat rub?
He's got heat rub on and it's in my eyes and it's killing me.
I haven't rubbed it in your eyes.
No,
you haven't. Did you touch my arm?
I probably did, yeah, affectionately.
You need to go and sort yourself out.
I do that, honestly.
Don't touch me. This is what happens when you touch me. Right, Nolan is in. How you doing, Nolan? Martin's latest Strength Unknown looked like a stressful one. I'm glad to be at home. I haven't seen his latest one. I do enjoy watching Strength Unknown, but I haven't had a chance to watch that so far. So I will get a chance, but yeah, haven't seen it so far. Steady State, how you doing? Cousin Fred, how are you, my friend? Nolan. Yeah, there we go. Monica has got the results there for Strongest Man in Iceland, wrapped up just a few hours ago. Villiers Jacuzzi taking first, Christian Nielsen second, and Hilma Jonsson in third. Jonsson.
I should get like danger money or something living with you, honestly.
Yeah. We had a water fight earlier, didn't we?
We did have a water fight. It was very aggressive.
It wasn't that aggressive, was it?
No,
this is a slight drama queen, aren't you?
little bit. Video.
And there you go. Yes. Monica says the video will be live on Magnus Classic TV this Tuesday.
Look forward to watching it. Yeah, so the other competition, Iceland's Strongest Man, which is a different organizer, is happening later in the year.
Thor's running that one, I believe, or he's doing it.
He's not running it, he's doing it. Okay. He's competing in it. So I think it's just a week or two out from the Rogue Invitational. So
we see this quite a bit. Like in the UK, we have UK Strongest Man actually is happening next weekend.
Yeah, or the weekend after.
I'll double check the dates.
But then there's Britain's
Britain's Strongest Man. Yeah. We have like England's Strongest Man. Different federations, isn't it? But if you go to powerlifting, there's 8 different federations going on.
Yeah.
So it's good opportunities for people to compete. Obviously, we all want to see everyone in the same comp. That's the ultimate goal. But as long as people are getting opportunities and the sport is growing, we are happy.
There we go. Andrew, summer at last. It is indeed, Andrew. It's been a lovely, lovely weekend in the UK.
Toby just broke his deck chair sitting on it. That means you are officially a strongman. I did that the first time I ever went to your mum and dad's house.
He did. He broke a chair in the garden.
That was my first impression to your dad.
Yeah.
Come outside, sit on this chair, son, and
I know.
Straight through the chair
into his home, onto his old brittle chair.
And then he tried to feed me way too much food.
Oh, we did, didn't he? Bless my dad.
He put this like monstrous amount of food in front of me. He'd obviously kind of built me up to be this strong man that needed to eat a lot. And he went out of his way.
He really did work hard to make sure you were full. Bless him. Bless his heart. Cousin Fred, thank you so much for the super chat. Good morning, afternoon, evening all. Hope all is well. Spent my weekend at a small family reunion. Good times, except it was also a celebration of life for my brother.
Fred, I hope you're doing okay, buddy. Fred.
But
Nice to meet up with family, but obviously, not the best
sad
situation. But
circumstances.
hope you're doing okay, buddy.
Yes, and thank you so much for gifting memberships, Fred. Always very, 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 very generous. Some nice messages for Fred in the chat. Happened back in August, but this is the first time everyone could get together. Fair warning, I may fall asleep during this stream. How rude. So may I, Malcolm. We've had such a tiring weekend, haven't we?
Yes.
And, bloody arm wrestling last night was on as well.
Don't you bloody arm wrestling was on last
Nearly
night.
sent
King
me
of
off.
the Table was on. You didn't watch it, but you watched a couple of
I
bits.
watched bits and then I got really confused about the rules and I switched
There was
off.
some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
Even the commentators didn't really know what was going on at one point. I don't even think the referee knew what was going on at one point.
Well, not in Iceland yet. 2 weeks and I will be there. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 weeks until Monica and Magnus get married. Is that correct, Monica? Please, again, answer us. Yes. Did you see this, Lazo? So here's 500 kilo squat.
I haven't. I saw here a couple of weeks back. I saw like a 480 or 490. I thought that he did. I haven't seen 500.
It was
that's
this
pretty
weekend.
insane.
I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it was at some sort of expo, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, let us know.
Because he was an absolute beast a few years ago, and then we haven't seen too much from him. And then suddenly he's coming back. Boy,
naughty doggy is at it again. Everyone looking forward to watching Strongest Man in Iceland. Do you think there's a way to do the keg for max height in a way like the stone throw at the Arnold's? 3 attempts and measure max somehow rather than a rising bar. Measure the highest height.
I mean, it's probably possible, but
it would be difficult. It seems like it would be a bit arbitrary.
Oh, she's trying to get back.
I don't know. She's just a naughty puppy. As if we don't do enough for her, honestly. Chloe Brennan shared her vlog on her behind the scenes of the Strong Woman documentary with Andrew and Lucy, which is worth a watch. And Paddy Haynes' comp looks great on his channel. You're at Paddy Haynes' gym
went to the farm
a few days ago, weren't you?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
For a training session. It's good to go down there.
He's got like a grip dungeon or something, hasn't he?
He's got a gym. It has a lot of grip tools. Yes, I believe I'm the second person to lift one of his dumbbells. So that was cool.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even record it, but I did. Well, there was witnesses.
Okay, I'm sure. What is it, like a Thomas Inch type?
Yes, so he's got like Thomas Inch, and then he's got a heavier than a Thomas Inch as well.
Nice.
And managed to lift that, which was cool. I like playing around with grip stuff.
Yeah, Andy was asking, did you watch Paddy Haynes' competition? I
haven't seen it.
Any strongman this week? It's
Does it feel weird? I've not watched any strongman at all.
Well, the kids have been off school, so it's a tricky week anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
hence the lack of videos, really.
yeah. But also, I'm working on a really fun video. 10 strongmen who just disappeared. So that's a fun one. 10 great strongmen who just disappeared. Oh, sorry, Liz. My sleep schedule was all over the place. Yeah.
Don't you apologize.
Whatever, Malcolm. The damage is done. Any tips on improving the good morning squat? Our student drinks.
The good morning squat.
Good morning.
Well, there's a good morning and then there's a squat. There's not a good morning squat unless you're just squatting wrong, really.
Oh, I guess.
But the good morning is a good exercise, but it's not an exercise that I give to every single lifter because, especially if you have a longer torso, I don't think it's that good of a movement. It's looking at the lifters and where they're weak on certain things, then you'd add a good morning in for a weakness that they may have. If you're good morning a squat, you're technically squatting wrong because you're trying to lift too much through your back than your legs. So you need to try and make sure you're keeping your torso a little bit more upright. You cannot do that.
She's so naughty. She loves to chew the table leg while we're sat here.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes, obviously, all you've been able to say is a small amount there. If I had a bit more content on what you're meaning by that, I might be able to give a better answer.
Important information here from Monica. So she arrives on the Monday morning and they get married the Sunday when he comes back from England's Strongest Man.
Yeah,
so
I remember him saying that he has to rush back
So is he flying back on the same day, on the Saturday?
I believe so.
Right. Or maybe on the Sunday morning.
Something like that.
Because they're behind us.
Can you take her,
are they?
please?
Yeah, I'll take her. Oh, we'll make sure he doesn't get drunk or anything.
Well, he never does anyway.
Oh, no, that's true.
Not these days.
Honey, come. Not these
days. Jane says Mitch's latest golfing video is worse than watching arm wrestling. I haven't seen Mitch's latest video, but anything golf related is boring to me. So other than Happy Gilmore, that's worth a watch, but that's different. So he is the bravest squatter ever. He failed 400, then take more for a second. I haven't seen any of these, but Zaire, I used to watch him a few years back. He was a beast. I have seen a couple of training videos of him recently, but I haven't seen this 500 kilo attempt.
What is this squat? Equipped, raw, wraps, whatever. I don't actually know.
I believe if it's it would have been like with wraps.
Yeah,
raw with wraps.
Yeah.
So not a suit.
Okay. Thomas and the Angry Inch, says Nolan. World's Strongest Blacksmith, thank you very much for the super chat. Is Lucy going to Vegas? And what do you think of the rumor of her going for 400 kilos? I commented on it last week and there was a lot of sexism on it.
I've not heard anything from Lucy saying she's going for 400 kilos.
What post was this?
I haven't seen anything about her doing 400 kilos. I'd be absolutely shocked if she said this. Absolutely shocked, because I know she's even been struggled to train recently. So I can't imagine this is coming from Lucy.
No, the sexism isn't surprising at all.
No, I mean, my personal thoughts, do I think Lucy's going to pull 400? No, not in a million years. But Lucy's incredible, absolutely incredible at what she does. And, support her 100%. Hope she goes there and smashes a world record. But 400 kilos, let's pull 330 first.
Yeah, that would be an insane jump.
318 she did in the last.
Yeah.
And it was a great pull, don't get me wrong. I believe she's got more in her.
More there, yeah, definitely.
But 400?
That's a big old jump, isn't it? A big old jump. Where are we? There we go. Paddy's comp was a good one. The wheelbarrow mystery event was a fun event. Oh, I love that idea, having a mystery event. Something not too heavy, so it's lower risk.
Yeah. The farm is quite cool as well. It's a cool setting to have especially like I don't mean this in a bad way, but like a lower level competition. I think it's fun for the people that did it. Paddy has a lot of good things to say about Toby as well. So that was nice to hear.
Samantha with a good question about UK's had some really interesting events and why don't more big names do it? Unfortunately, it just doesn't lead to anything. There's big names have done it in the past. You look at
some of the past winners like Glenn Ross, Eddie. Jimmy Marku, Eddie, Terry Hollins, myself, Graham. No, Graham didn't win, did he? Pa
won it. Gav's won it.
Gav Bilton, Paul Smith. So there's been big names that have won it, but they tend to use it as a platform to build from.
Yeah.
And I think what holds the UK's back is that's the finishing point.
Yes, that's the furthest you can take that competition.
So
once you're on the radar of the other bigger promoters, that's kind of what a lot of people use the UK for.
I genuinely say this. I think the UK's is a very good competition. It's a very hard competition because although maybe some of the absolute top names aren't doing it like you get, say, Britain's Strongest Man, it's a brutal comp.
Yeah.
Over 3 days, very, very tough, different to many other shows that people will do.
It's a very entertaining competition. I genuinely really like the format because he has the 2 heats and
And also, usually the UK's put on a lot of fun things for sort of families and stuff at the show. So I think it's a great opportunity for athletes to kind of showcase themselves and get well known. But I think what holds it back in terms of the biggest names doing it consistently is that it doesn't lead to anything. And obviously, once you get to a certain point, you're becoming more selective about the shows that you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I'll say this. If you're one of the better names and you want to sometimes you want to protect yourself a little bit because you are getting invited to bigger shows and you don't want to just throw yourself out there to every show. And like I said, UK's is tough. It's a very, very tough competition. Some weird events crop up in it as well. And some of the other, the bigger guys don't want to show any weaknesses. So sometimes, you know, because there's a few events in there that are just random at times, and there's injury risks to doing events like that. There's a lot of things that go on, but in terms of entertainment, I like it. I think it's good for up and coming athletes, and it's a tough comp. It really is.
I assume Belsac will be in the disappearing strongman video. Maybe. I can't possibly give it all away. I need you to watch it. Patricia, CB's ex and wife of Big Ricky. Oh, there's a lot going on in that name. And thank you for the super chat. Loz, a while ago you said Thor surpassed Eddie as a better/stronger deadlifter, yet you said you still class Eddie as a better lifter. Please explain.
I can't remember what I said last week. Never mind. Like, people take things of what I say, I think, and sometimes twist them a little bit. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing here.
Bits from here, bits from there.
I think what I said was during his career, Eddie was the best deadlifter. So when Eddie competed, he was, you know, if you look at how many deadlift events that Eddie won during his prime, Eddie was the best deadlifter. I'd probably say, like, you could kind of say I was the best at super yoke. Zadrunas was the best at lock during his career, but someone comes along and is better. So Thor surpassed what Eddie did. Mitch Hooper has surpassed what I did on yoke. You know, Ian Bibby has surpassed what Zadrunas has done on log. So what I mean by that, if I'm kind of getting the grasp of this, is when he was competing at his prime, Eddie was the one who won the deadlifts, you know, like other athletes do on different events. But eventually someone comes along and surpasses what Eddie did, or what I did, or what Zadrunas did, or whoever. So that's all I meant. You can't take away from what Eddie did in his career because he beat the guys, but eventually someone beats it. And that's what I guess I meant.
I guess.
Sometimes I say stuff and, you know, I can't remember exactly what I was talking about, but hopefully that explains that. Do you know what I mean? You compete, you're the best at that event. You come to the end of your career, someone else is going to surpass the best that you did. But during your time, you can't have that taken away from you and someone say, well, you know, okay, Thor did a 501. He's the deadlift world record holder. But if you beat him most of the time on that event, then while you were both competing, you were the better one.
Yeah, naughty doggo. Do we know about the competition in Uzbekistan? Andy Black and Rongo are competing, but I can't find any info.
I don't know anything about it.
No, I saw Rongo was traveling. I might message him.
Yeah,
yeah, I will, and see what's going on and if there's any videos online that we can all watch after.
Okay, so student drinks is basically he's kind of, his hips are shooting up first. Yeah, so essentially you're kind of probably losing your quad power. You're kind of like allowing the hips to shoot backwards and fall forwards, which is weakness in the core to start with. And without seeing your squat, it's hard to kind of say exactly, because there can be a few reasons that people do this. One is because they lose power through the heels and just push through the toes, which kind of tilts you forwards. You do see some people, they're so strong in the back, they do kind of just good morning it up and you can kind of correct it. But ideally, you do not want that chest falling forwards. So I would suggest lightening the load, doing something like a paused squat, where at the bottom you're going to pause for 2 to 3 seconds, maintaining position, and then trying to make sure you come straight back up. Ideally on a squat, any kind of movement, you want the bar path to kind of come down and straight back up in the same line. If you're going down and then your hips are shooting back and the bar's traveling forwards, you're losing that strongest line. So it's a technical issue, a couple of weaknesses in terms of certain muscle groups that you can improve over time, but lighten the load and improve the form, because you'll start putting a lot of stress on your back and can cause injuries.
Matty asking, what is Mitch's goal for the Strongman Classic? To hit the world record or to win the show? It seems like he really wants that record.
He really wants the Axel record, but he really wants to win the show as well. He's not won the Royal Albert Hall before.
He's actually only won one Giants Live competition before. The World Tour Final, the first year he did it, 2022. Yeah. I guess because his focus has been mostly on the biggest shows. But yeah.
But he wants the record, but he also wants to win the show as well.
Exciting.
Which is typical Mitch.
Yeah, of course. Strength Unknown, have you seen? We haven't seen it yet. The latest one from Pakistan. Alexander Bromley was saying that he thought the weights of the stones were inflated.
I saw this Alexander Bromley's video.
Who's Alexander Bromley?
He's a YouTube from Strongman.
Okay.
Coach as well.
Okay.
It's very easy to kind of say things like that without trying, but a lot of these things have a lot of technique to them. And with practice, you learn how to manipulate the stones. Because I've seen, not these particular stones, but I've seen stones that people have lifted. I'm like, 200 odd kilo stones. How the hell did they do that? But it's learning how to use the stone, like manipulate the stone almost. And if all you ever did was this one thing, you can kind of get good at it. The thing with a strongman is we're used to what we do, and then we see what people do in other things. You're like, there's no way they can do that, because we know we're stronger. Yeah. But a lot of these lifts that these awkward people do, or these awkward lifts that people do,
awkward people
are creating positions where you're bone on bone rather than using muscle.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of strongmen just wouldn't have the mobility to get into position to lift these things.
That's how I lift.
You do.
Bone on bone.
Well, that's how you arm wrestle.
That's how I get through life.
It's easy to kind of just blankly say something isn't real, but until you're out there and you're trying, you just don't know. I've been able to travel to some amazing places, witness some impressive things, and there's things that I've seen, even at my absolute strongest, that I couldn't do, yet I was way stronger than these other people at 90% of other feats of strength. So, I can't comment either way. I haven't gone and tried these stones, but I don't think Martins is the kind of person to lie. He's someone I trust. He's actually someone that's very genuine when you talk to him. He's exceptionally strong. And, if he's trying these things, I believe that what he says they are.
And Martins is very inquisitive himself. If he didn't think the weight was right, he's the sort that would very innocently question that quite openly, because he's like that, isn't he? He's just such a genuine person. So I could see him saying, oh, no, that doesn't feel like that.
And, we're in a generation where so many people do lie about what they lift. So it's very easy to do. But there are these kind of little nuggets of classic events, if you like, where people do these impressive feats, and they can be very impressive.
Shane, I'm watching the World's Strongest Man. It's weird to see Liz show up in the crowd from 2040 on. Question on the crowd. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're large. Why? I think post-COVID, they've all been large. 2019 was probably the first really large crowd that we had.
For Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah, Worlds never really cared about a crowd for a long time. A lot of the time it was literally friends and family that they just kind of shoved to a corner to do a little TV sweep of the camera just to look like some people were there.
It's grown in popularity a lot. There's a lot more information now as well, so people know where to go, because we used to move around different locations. So 2014 is a really good example. We traveled to like Hollywood studios, we traveled here, there, all for different events. So for a fan, before there was as much of a strongman community online, it was much harder. Like, we didn't get that information until we were there. So it would be very difficult for people to travel overseas and come watch Worlds. But I think the worst was must have been Malaysia at certain points, in the groups especially. I remember a thin one-man layer of crowd just in certain patches.
I remember one of the comps in Botswana, we were just literally in this field and there was just no one there. And honestly, I started to lose interest at that point. I felt like I was at World's Strongest Man, but I had no motivation because it was like I was just going for a training session.
Weird,
out in a field somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas, having a crowd there always motivated me.
Loz, how do you take your supplements on holiday? Stuff like creatine, not super creatine.
So just normal supplements you can take. I mean, the only place that I ever got stopped for just normal supplements was Sweden.
I was going to say, I bet it was Sweden.
But there's nothing against taking supplements on a flight. I tended to just put them in my holdall. And a few times I've been stopped, but there's nothing wrong with taking legal supplements anywhere. So if you're just off on holiday, it's not an issue. I would actually take it in its full container rather than trying to put like creatine powder into a bag, because then it starts to look dodgy.
Don't put it in a baggie, for Christ's sake.
You won't have any issues going somewhere with over-the-counter
Yeah.
supplements.
Especially sealed. I think sealed would be good to take. Loz, don't forget to pull over tomorrow morning and sign the shirt.
I will do that for you tomorrow
There
morning.
you go. Rachel asking if Richardson is competing soon. Saw a video of his dumbbell, and someone commented that Auntie Liz said he was doing England's except deadlift. Oh, no, people spreading their rumours.
Is this true, Auntie Liz?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Someone told me that, and I can't remember who.
Someone's told it to me, and I believe it. The reason I believe it is because it looks like he's training for England's events.
Right. Maybe he is then.
So I think his
I didn't
plan.
know it was supposed to be a secret.
I don't know that it is or not. I mean, he's posting videos of him training for the events for England.
Okay.
So
maybe
why
then.
would he be posting videos doing the events for England if he wasn't going to compete in it?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense. However, maybe he's waiting to see how his body feels before he makes a final decision.
Yeah, that would.
He's not announced to do it yet. I'm sure
he might be waiting until the very last minute to confirm or deny.
I hope he can, but
it would be amazing if he
hope
does.
He doesn't hurt himself, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
And I think they're giving him that option of like, you don't have to say yes, but if you want to do it, you can do it. Type.
Okay, maybe. We don't know, Rachel.
Well, no, I think he's training for it. Okay. I'm not going to say he's not. If you look at his Instagram, he's posting videos of the events.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, train. We've got all the windows and everything open.
It's hot
here
today.
Very hot, yeah. I'm sure Lucy has said something about 350 before, but not heard about 400.
Lucy won't be saying 400.
No, Lucy wouldn't. Lucy's so humble and, almost self-depreciating, isn't she? Yeah.
The thing is, people say things and then like someone else rolls with it, but it's not come from the actual person.
No. This is the problem. Has Bobby pulled out of Vegas? He's no longer on the promos.
Not that I believe. His name's down to do the Vegas show and the deadlift.
There you go.
We're training for it, so
bloody hope not.
So I hope he's doing it. Mr. Shane Flowers.
Hey, hello, Shane.
I hope the bicep recovery is going well, my man.
I saw a lovely post from Shane just before we went live saying it's the first time he's been able to pick up his son because of the surgery. And he was like, actually, do you know what? Screw the arm because picking up the son's more important.
Way more.
Very sweet. Made me a little bit. But hope you're doing well.
Do you know what? It's nice. Like, Shane's probably in this situation. I remember before I had kids and then having kids, and it just changes you so much.
It does, yeah. It
really
does.
Strongman goes from being everything to really it's not that important, and that doesn't mean you don't care and it's not important. It's still important, but there's just these children that are so important. I mean, so much more, and they don't care if you're strongman or not.
No,
they love you regardless. They just want their dad to be okay.
Yeah, and
it's nice. And then you kind of realize, do you know what? Strongman's not so important, which actually helps you be better at it.
Well, it helps you have more fun.
You're like, all right, all I do is lift stuff up and down. It's not the end of the world if like something goes wrong, because there's just things that are better in life.
Yeah.
And until you have kids, you're just like, well, what's this old guy talking about?
Yeah.
But it's nice. You kind of go to comp, you try your hardest, you win. I mean, if Shane ever wins in front of his son, he's going to love it. I won the Masters in front of Alexa, and I'm way past my best at this point. But she was so happy. Which made me so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a nice feeling. But I hope you are well, buddy.
He just said there, physio says I'm 8 weeks ahead of schedule. Doing
awesome, buddy. I think anyone wanting to watch like how to rehab a bicep, go and check out Shane's YouTube channel, because he's documenting it on there.
And we'll be back in time for Strongman Champions League England, fingers crossed.
That will be great.
Because that's September, isn't it? It's the same weekend, I think, as the Giants Live Deadlift Championship.
Yes, it is. That's why we can't watch it, isn't it?
Yeah. And hopefully Magnus Ver Magnusson,
I'm sure he will.
Wants me back. Give him a nudge from me.
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will as well. Dalton, thank you for the super chat. Loz, can you explain the benefit of BFR bands and mouthpieces? Legit or bro science?
There's a little bit of science behind them. It's to do with kind of like biting down and how the pressure kind of goes through your jaw into your spine and stuff. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I've tried using them. Can't say it makes a great deal of difference to me. No. But some people swear by them.
It's like a placebo effect to an extent, maybe.
Yeah, like a lot of what's available on the market do their own studies, so they can be manipulated to get the results that they want.
All data can be manipulated.
So I don't pay too much attention to some of the studies. That's not to say it's not interesting to read up on the studies, but unless they're independent studies, it's kind of pointless, to be quite honest. However, I am someone that believes just try it yourself and see if it helps. Like, something that I often get asked is, what's the best footwear for certain events? And there's certain events that really it's personal preference. There's some events that just some people like a certain brand of shoe, other people don't. Other people like a different type of shoe. And unless you've tried them and you can kind of feel yourself which is best, then it's hard to say. So I don't sort of dismiss things completely, but I don't get too caught up into a lot of the latest gadgets, if you like.
Gavin Bruce, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Loz and Liz, shout out to all the lads who competed at official Strongman's Britain's Strongest Man this weekend at Chaos.
Gavin Bruce did amazing, placed third in Britain's Under 105. Has been coaching Gav for a few years now. The guy is one of the hardest working people, and I'm so proud of how he did today.
Is this available to watch on official Strongman then?
I think it is.
Do you know what, guys? If you have a membership, there's so much being added to official Strongman.
They've got loads on there now.
The gathering, which we go to every year in Scotland, Donald Dinny Day, they're going to be filming that as well. So I'm so happy because it's one of those things that people are like, oh, show us more of the stone lifting. And I'm just a woman trying to wrangle the kids and film at the same time. So it's really nice that everyone's going to get quality videos.
Quality
gathering. Yeah. So it's really cool, though. It seems they're partnering with more and more people all around the world, because the event that was in Australia last weekend was on official Strongman as well.
Yeah, there's so much more going on official Strongman right now, which is awesome.
Really cool. Very good. Where are we? Well, people still talking about good mornings.
Unbreakable Promotions in the house.
The man who's going to be running Strongman Champions League England, AD Monk. AD Monk?
Yes.
Monk.
Yeah.
Oh, Monks. Do you know what? I've been watching the TV show Monk. I didn't know. Suddenly I got that wrong. Oh, God. Panicked. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Getting ready for USS Nationals next week. Masters 50 plus. Done some smaller comps, but feeling a bit of the nerves on this one. Any suggestions for relaxing before the contest? One for you, Lozzie.
A little bit of nerves are a good thing. Don't think nerves are bad, because they show that you care. It's just controlling them. So I think it's very normal to be nervous, especially before the first event. Normally, once that first event's out of the way, everything settles down. Just try to focus on your own goals. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Go there with a game plan. Understand, what level you're at. Aim to get some PBs, and have fun. Just take it one event at a time. One thing I always find is really important, and it's helped me over the years, is to move on event to event, regardless of what's happened. It's very easy to have a bad event and let that dwell on you. It's very easy to have a good event and think you're great. Sometimes you just got to be right, one event at a time. Once it's done, move on to the next one, and just kind of focus like that. But yeah, have fun with it. Play up to the crowd if there's a crowd. If you enjoy doing that kind of thing, enjoy it. Strongman should be fun for the most part, and I'm sure you will do amazing, Anthony.
My goodness. Alejandro, thank you for the super chat. Also, Eddie defeated many 1K pullers, Brian, Jerry, Thor, Benny, and honorable mention Big C in reps and max. It's okay, surpass and be surpassed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's part of the sport, isn't it?
Yeah. You got Mariusz Pudzianowski was an incredible strongman, absolutely incredible. Certainly one of the best to ever do it. Athletes have surpassed what he did. I have surpassed what he did. Many other athletes have, but that should never take away from what he did as an athlete. And it's the exact same thing, Zydrunas, in my opinion, the best log lifter ever. But the world record has been broken now by Ian Bibi.
But that would never take away from the fact that Zydrunas held it for such a long time, single-handedly.
Eddie was the first guy ever to do 500 kilos. If someone comes and does 550, that's incredible. But no one should ever take away from Eddie being the first. Andy Bolton was the first guy to do 1,000 pounds. No one should take that away from him. The first guy to run a mile in 4 minutes. These are huge achievements. just because they get beaten eventually takes nothing away from how immense they were at the time.
Yes.
And there's lots of reasons things get beat, whether it's, advancements in training, just a new genetic freak comes along, changes of equipment. There's many reasons that records will get broken, but you can't take away from what someone did at their prime, at their time. Yes, we can have these comparisons of who would have won if such and such competed at such and such time, but it really doesn't matter. You have your time, you do your best, and if you're a successful athlete, then no one should be able to take that away from you.
Sarah with a members quite happy second lesbian birthday to me. Happy birthday, Sarah. Thank you very much. Well, happy fake birthday anyway. And Jesse here saying that Martin's pretty much said, in fact, he felt the weights were true to what they said on them.
If Martin said they're true weights, then I'll go with Martin's.
Yeah. Martin's knows his body really well. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Yeah. Fake plates, fake stones. What's next? Fake sausages.
Fake cheese.
Yeah. Oh. Try not to. Oh, Lizzie's natural look. Oh, thanks, guys. I never wear my hair.
You were worried about having your hair up.
Yeah,
you?
I was like, should I take it down? No one.
No.
They might not recognize me. I don't really wear my hair up. It's my security blanket.
What's this going
on?
Oh.
What do you want to click on?
Oh, is that Elliot? EP1CC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will stop for you tomorrow, buddy. Don't worry. And no, don't block him. He's just a young lad that is a Strongman fan. So none of the admins block him. But if you don't need to keep repeating it, buddy, I will pull over in the morning for you.
Do we know anything more about when the Rogue Invitational tickets are going on sale? Not
No.
yet. No, nothing's been announced.
I'm supposed to have a Talking Strongman with Katie from Rogue, so I need to kind of chase up on that and find out a bit more, because it'd be really cool to speak to her, because what they've done for Strongman and now Strongwoman as well has been so good. So it would be good to have a chat and find out what the plans are.
Yeah, because that's quite fast approaching, really, isn't it, for people that want to travel over, especially.
Yeah.
I'm guessing some European fans will probably come over for that one, maybe even some American and Australian, etc. fans too.
Yeah, definitely.
Any word on how wide Pavlo is doing? Please keep a lookout for my video in the next couple of days. He may or may not be on there. Hardest to easiest to pull: tractor, plane, bus. Thank you, Alfred's cat.
So I say this to so many people. The vehicle itself, well, the vehicle can make a difference, but the surface is a bigger factor than the vehicle. However, because you've put it in there, tractor is the hardest to pull. The tractor tires themselves are much harder than bus or plane tires. Just the size of them and then the kind of the tread on them make them a little bit more awkward. But really, you can have the same vehicle on different surfaces and it will feel completely different. So perfectly flat indoor surface, pretty easy. Outside, slight incline, rougher, slippier floor, much harder. So the surface is a bigger factor than the actual vehicle.
Who's your pick for England's strongest man and Britain's strongest woman? You've gone for Paddy, haven't you?
I think Paddy's got a great chance on the men's side.
I've gone for Kane.
You have gone for Kane.
For the last time.
Yes.
Britain's is a hard one. The
Britain's is very
strongest
tough.
woman, because I don't know exactly what sort of shape everyone's in right now.
Yeah, the women have been a bit quieter recently.
They have been quieter, and I mean, like they've been a little bit all over the place as well. Even when they've done well, like Lucy at the Arnold, she had a terrible first day.
Very hard to pick the women's side. I would be surprised at Britain's strongest woman if it's not Lucy or Rebecca
I would
in first place. I think one of them would take first.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I'd probably
Andrea in third.
Andrea or maybe Donna.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like they're not the best events for Andrea, although she's actually starting to really knuckle down and her training's starting to look really good. The last couple of weeks she's starting to click. Who else is doing it on the women's side?
I could get the list up if you want.
Laura from Scotland's pretty good
Laura
at those events. She's a very good athlete that probably a lot of people don't know so much about, but she's a great athlete.
Yeah. My shoes have been stolen.
Who else is doing it?
Naomi.
Katie Smith.
Yeah, Katie.
She's good.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Claire Myler. Claire's deadlift's looking awesome right now.
My goodness. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to...
It's a tougher comp to pick based really off the events. But I wouldn't look past Lucy and Rebecca. They would be my first two. They're both very, very good athletes with very few weaknesses. Derek reminding people to hit the like button. Yes, indeedy. Thank you, buddy. Loz, what cardio, if any, do you incorporate your training programs? Thank you both for everything. Thank you, Michael. Depends. If you're talking about my own training or athletes that I coach, it can be anything from just going for walks, getting steps in, to, really tough cardio workouts, more conditioning based, because most of the athletes I train are competitive athletes rather than just people just generally wanting to get fitter. I like doing interval type training on ski ergs and air bikes. I do a lot of sprinting with athletes, so we might do kind of hill sprints or lighter events where we're trying to condition for specific events. But if it's just a general person, just going for walks is really good. I was doing a lot of backwards walking myself just to try and help rehab my knees a little bit, my ankles. These days for my own training, right now I'm not doing a huge amount of cardio. I'm trying to sort of bring my weight down slowly. So I'm actually trying not to push cardio too much so that I can save that if I need to push it a bit harder. I don't like to drop my food too low. So I'm body composition wise, I feel like I'm starting to look a bit better, but just training 5 times in the gym, quite in high intense training sessions rather than adding cardio in. I go for walks with the dog and the family, but that's about it. But I might incorporate a little bit more specific conditioning as I get closer to my goals. I like the sort of ski ergs, the air bikes, the rowers, doing 10 to 20 calorie sprints, anything from 5 to 10 sets on that gets the lungs blowing for sure.
Jessie, thank you very much for becoming a member. And someone posted just here about Lucy's training, saying that she posted 280 deadlift, but said that her training hasn't been consistent.
She's been struggling a bit. I know that. But Rebecca's not been posting as much as well, has she?
No, Rebecca's had a lot going on too.
But I'd still back them two to come out on top with these events.
So good as well. They just really are so good.
Andrea needs more power events to challenge them. Like there's loading and stones in this, which are not her favorite, being a shorter athlete.
Yes.
If it was more like yokes, frame carries, log, deadlift, she'd be up there. But their height is a big advantage on like the loading and the stones for sure.
Jodie asking if you think they'll use the bull pull or they'll use something different at the Rogue Invitational.
I don't think they'll do the bull pull.
No, I think we'll
not after last year. No. What happened to Trey and I don't think so.
No. Rogue are quite risk averse, and
if something doesn't go well, I don't think Rogue would use it again.
They cut their losses, I think, which is a shame. It was such a cool looking piece of kit, wasn't it? People are talking about how they wear their hair. Sean walking backwards uphill on treadmill was awesome for knee rehab. You do a lot of that, don't you?
I did last year. Yeah, I was doing a lot.
Brandon, thank you very much for the super chat. I've had to work the past few Sundays since World's Strongest Man, so I wanted to say it was amazing, and I met some wonderful people from Scotland and the lovely Monica. I had a laugh with Colin and a big hug for Evans. Evans' Nana is just he's like a Labrador puppy, isn't he? He's so sweet and so nice to everyone.
He is. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. Glad you had a really good time there. It seems like the overall feedback is that it's a much better fan experience having the seating. I think the only thing that I saw some people said they missed was being as close to the athletes, like especially for the celebrations and everything straight away afterwards. So it's a balancing act though, isn't it? It's hard to have it all, I guess. Magnus Samuelsson versus Brian Shaw in arm wrestling. Who would win?
Right now, Magnus Samuelsson.
Hmm.
Magnus Samuelsson's a very good arm wrestler.
He was a European champion.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Brian Shaw is new to arm wrestling. Brian has potential to be good, but Magnus Samuelsson's already good. And it's a big difference.
My goodness, the dog's going crazy. Magnus at the moment.
I think Brian Shaw against me would be a good match. I think me or Brian against Magnus would be a bad match.
Yeah. Peanut butter Loz. Smooth or crunchy?
If I had to choose, probably crunchy. I'm not a massive peanut butter fan, though.
I'd go for smooth.
I kind of like the texture of the crunchiness.
Yeah, it stops it being so gluey sometimes, doesn't it? Evans squeezed me like a tube of toothpaste. Liz, any update on the IFSA video? And also seems that Donna Moore is joining Opens at Europe's. She is insane. Oh, to be fair, Donna often competes in Opens, doesn't she? Even at her lighter body weight.
Yeah.
But
I think Donna's still a great athlete. You know, she competes at the Arnolds in the Opens. I think this is going to be a lower standard than she's done in, you know, she was at the Arnolds UK and the Arnolds as an Open.
Yes, she was. Yeah.
The Europeans is going to be a lower standard than those shows were. So I think she'll hold her own absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that she could compete as a master or an under 82,
she chooses
shows
the
how
Opens.
You know, competitive she is.
Yeah. And we're not close to having the IFSA video yet because I need the interviews with people. So I'm going to be picking on people as we see them, people that were involved. But maybe not everyone wants to talk about it. We'll see.
That's one of the tricky things, isn't it?
It is. It's getting people to open up.
Some people don't like talking.
No.
They don't like sharing.
They don't like sharing, especially when things go wrong with something and it's like disappointing. It's incredible how Donna is still dangerous despite dropping weight. Not a peanut butter fan. Membership cancelled, said Austin. Stalk them, Liz. I will do my best, Mark. I try to, you know, win them over. Be nice. I promise if you say anything that you will regret, I'll cut it out.
Not a peanut butter fan? Blasphemy.
It's the fitness industry, Lazo.
I do eat peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Actually, right now I'm having almond butter.
Yeah.
I don't have peanut butter.
No wonder you're so sad about peanut butter. Almond butter isn't nearly as nice.
No.
No.
But I have it in with oats. It's not like I spread it on.
Yeah. On a plain rice cake or something.
Oh, no, I don't like spread it on like a peanut butter and jam sandwich or something.
Yeah.
I was like, when I first found out about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like, what the hell are they on about? Jelly, but it's just jam.
It's jam, of course. But even though we know what it is, we still don't eat that in the UK.
No, although I've tried them in America and they were all right.
Yeah, I can imagine it is something a bit salty with something sweet. It's good. Yeah. Anywho, we digress. People talking, sharing their thoughts about peanut butter. I hate peanut butter, says Toby. Peanut butter is life, says Anthony.
I think you missed a few. It's
very overrated. Peanut butter can get wrecked. Oh no, that is wrecked. Sorry. Thank you very much for the super chat, Roberto. Does training frame deadlift translate to an increase in a conventional deadlift? I've done 700 pounds frame, but struggle over 500 pounds on a bar.
Normally, the reason the frame's easier is because it's a side handle, so you can kind of center your body a little bit more. A normal bar is going to be harder. The frame can help with allowing you to handle more weight. It can get you stronger at the top the top of the lift, the lockout. But you're in a different position when the bar is 9 inches off the floor in front of you. It's not the same as a side handle. So you'll always find people can lift more from the side than they can on a normal bar.
There's a lot of talk about peanut butter.
There's a lot of peanut butter fans in the chat today.
Magnus versus Rob Frampton would be interesting.
I still think me and Rob would be a better match than any of us against Magnus Samuelsson. Magnus Samuelsson was very good. Like, me and Rob have both got to an okay national standard, but Magnus was a very good arm wrestler. It's there's levels to this thing. Like, I train with a British #1 heavyweight, and he says my standard is good now. Like, especially right-handed. Left hand, I'm not so good, but right hand, I'm decent in the UK. Rob also very good in the UK, but the guy that I train with would destroy me and Rob. like destroy me and Rob. It wouldn't even be close. In training, he can allow me positions and then I can pin him, and but from a ready go. And Rob would say the same. Rob's not an idiot. Rob is someone who loves arm wrestling. He's doing exceptionally well. I'd say Rob's a little bit better than me at the moment, but Magnus is a different level. And Mendes Dalskas, who I train with, the guy is an absolute beast. He's a number one heavyweight in the country. He's had lots of big international wins. He would destroy me and Rob. He'd destroy Brian Shaw. It's just levels to this stuff. In the gym, I'd destroy him. It's not the same. Like just being strong in the gym, not the same as being good at arm wrestling.
I think one of my shoes is getting ruined over there.
Yes, it is. But she's quiet.
I knew you'd be happy to sacrifice my shoe. Any updates on who else will be at the Strongman Classic? It's very little public information.
All I know at the moment is the top three. Well, the top three from Worlds are all going to be there.
Yeah. But no, very little information. But hopefully that will
soon
be coming
we should
very
find out,
soon,
because it's not that far away now.
No. So we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be a good lineup. People must be itching to compete by now. I'm itching to watch someone compete. Peter was asking about how do people properly train for a car deadlift when it's so different to a standard deadlift?
Do you know what? I'll say this to so many people. People overthink a lot of this stuff. If you squat and you deadlift, do those two exercises regularly, you are training all the muscle groups needed to do any kind of deadlift. So stop overthinking that you have to use every bit of individual kit that's out there. You don't. You just need to get stronger. Yes, it's great if you have the opportunity to go and train on a setup, but don't think that you have to. I never did any specific training for any kind of mechanical deadlift ever. I just squatted and I deadlift. I got stronger at them, and I was pretty good at them in competition. Like I said, yes, ideally it would be great if you have the kit in your gym. Some people do. Some people have that luxury. But don't think you have to. Squats, deadlifts, they're going to cross over and help you on any type of lift.
Student drinks, peanut butter and chocolate spread is a hell of a combo. That does sound good. We like that. Do you guys do they have Nutella in other parts of the world?
Yes, Nutella.
Hazelnuts and chocolate spread. Very, very nice. Colin, you nut butter lovers are gross. Oh dear. Where are we?
I'm just seeing if anything's been announced about the Strongman Classic.
I don't think it has. Peanut butter and honey, nectar of the gods. It's getting weirder. Loz, have you ever been hit by an implement that you launched over a bar? I'm sure it happens, Randy.
Oh, yeah. When I did the British Masters last year, I threw the thing up, it came straight back down and hit me.
And you
I caught it.
And then it was all twisted. So I'm like, that's what are you doing?
Yeah. I'll tell you one funny thing. I trained two brothers in Norway. I hope they're watching, because I'm sure
I remember this.
One of the brothers threw this sandbag, and the other brother was trying to get them back to him, but he didn't see this other brother knocked him flying.
It hit him on the back of the head and he went down, didn't he? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah. Sorry, I'm probably not supposed to see client videos.
Oh, they were okay. They shared it.
Oh, that's good. Johnny, thank you for the super chat. Liz, how do you deal with the crushing, crippling boredom of arm wrestling? Hi, Loz.
Hi, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny, it's really hard.
You don't hate it as much.
I don't hate the matches. I hate and I know this is really I'm being a hypocrite because I'm sitting here talking about Strongman. But to me, Strongman chat is interesting. Arm wrestling chat, not so much. Because it's talking about pronators. Pronators, come on. Come on. Who cares? And I know people do. I know it's a popular sport growing all the damn time.
That's why I don't put too much arm wrestling stuff on the channel.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy arm wrestling. I'm one of those people, if I get into something, I just get deep into it.
Yeah.
And anything I've ever done, I've been like that. Any sport that I've really enjoyed, anything I've been focused on, I'm like obsessed.
Yeah.
And I find becoming obsessed with something is the best way to get good at something.
I think my main issue is because Loz watches a lot of arm wrestling content on YouTube, and a lot of it is not interesting. A lot of it's just talking.
There's plenty that I turn off. I'm like, well, this is boring.
Yeah, the training.
I mean, I'll watch training videos in a different language.
Like training when it's like this. Do you know what I mean? A very small movement. And
Do you know what though? Like arm wrestling has helped me, especially with coaching for strongman, find some new movements that I find useful for things like lifting Atlas stones and sandbags and stuff like that. And there's movements that I would have incorporated into my own training.
Had you known about it at the time, yeah. So it doesn't help.
There's always good crossover.
It doesn't help me at all. But like I would like some more fun. Anyone who's into arm wrestling or has their own channel, like I like all the top 10 type videos and stuff like that. There's very little stuff like that in arm wrestling. I don't find a lot of the content very engaging.
I think so. Half the time you just switch off because you're.
Yeah,
like Liz,
it's probably you're probably right.
But like you do enjoy some stuff.
I like some of the matches I watch and I'll enjoy.
I think one of the problems with arm wrestling, like this event on the weekend, and I've said this about strongman as well. To be fair, you'll go to one event and the rules are different.
Yeah,
and that is confusing as a fan. I was watching an event this weekend where I didn't have a clue what was going on. The commentators didn't have a clue what was going on, and they are two of the most experienced guys in arm wrestling.
That's probably just
so if they don't know what's going on,
it's bad. Yeah,
how are the fans that are watching going to know what's going on? And that's one of the issues with arm wrestling. Is like, you know, you're watching these setups and people don't understand why suddenly they're getting a foul or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait, he lost, he won? Boo. Anyway, never mind. Mrs. DS, thank you for the super chat. Hard to believe it's June already. Seem to recall a certain someone has a birthday very soon. Have a drink on us and thank you for being you, Liz. Thank you so much.
Tuesday is Auntie Liz's birthday. I won't say how old she's going to be, but
no,
very young still.
You're very sweet. Young. 40 is rolling in very
You're
fast.
Not 40.
I'm not, but it's coming though, so like a looming shadow.
Please don't forget to wish Auntie Liz a happy birthday for Tuesday.
You don't have to. Thank you very much. Oh,
anything that's just fat and sugar will taste good. That's why I taste good, isn't it?
Yes, disgusting man. Well, now we have to know what the How a Pronator is. I don't know. That's the thing. I've watched all of this and I still don't know. It's a muscle.
A little muscle in there that allows you to turn like this.
There you go. Oh.
Arm wrestlers are some wankers, mate.
Some wankers.
Look, I used to play table tennis, so you know I can go real geeky.
There's quite a lot of like needle in arm wrestling.
Needle. When she says needle, she means
bitching.
Argument.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that.
You love a bit of needle.
I'm like with my popcorn, like these people don't like these people. That bit, yeah, all right, I'll watch that. But the pronators and stuff, not so much.
There you go. That's a proper arm wrestling match.
That would be a great arm wrestling match. There we go. The two retired strongmen, the retired greats, moving over. Oh, people talk about Reese's Pieces now. You hate Reese's Pieces, don't you?
I'm not a big fan.
You find it too sweet, don't you?
I don't like American chocolate in general.
Yeah. Oof. Quick time to log off.
Well, I like a lot of things about America, but their chocolate not so much.
I think we're spoiled in Europe, though. Like, you know, we've got Belgian chocolate, Swiss chocolate. Where were they from? Were they Swedish? Those guys? Oh no, Norwegian.
Yeah, that was good.
My god, that was the best chocolate I've ever had.
Evans has brought some nice chocolate from Belgium as well.
Yes, he has. Very nice. Yes, we've got a lot of good chocolate over here.
Loz against Rob.
At Arm
there
Gods.
We go.
Yeah,
let's make it happen.
Happy 29th. Oh, thank you, everyone. You're all
21st.
Piss taking.
Happy 40th.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, think you're turning the same age as me, Liz. It's my birthday on the 15th. Oh, maybe Levi. Text me and ask. And you know who else's birthday it is on my birthday? Benny Magnuson. We share a birthday. We're birthday twins.
You are.
Yeah. And I think 2 days after us is Terry Hollands. I think he's the 6th of June. Okay.
Yeah, you share a birthday with Benny.
And
Harry, my brother, shares a birthday with Zadrunas.
Yes. And Ava shares a birthday with Jan Todd.
Yes.
Yeah. How nice.
There we go.
All in the
Blue Shadow says I could do a separate arm wrestling channel about midnight. It would be great because it'd send him straight to sleep.
Yes. I won't be editing it for him. It was send me a sweet too. I turned 37 this year and don't feel a day over 30.
Good.
Good. I don't feel old
actually...
either. I feel like, wow, happy 60th. Loz, please don't change my program. He won't. I will change your program. How rude. Get the bottle off the dog. Oh, Monica forgives you for your chocolate comments. Any chocolate in Europe is better. We do have some really good chocolate.
Yeah, look, you guys do a lot of stuff better than us, but chocolate
isn't one of them, no. Rose Agent, your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for
happy
tomorrow.
Birthday to everyone's who's having a birthday.
To everyone, to all of you.
I'm just trying to watch what this
protect everything
I've never
from the
known her
dog
to go so nuts for the whole time we're on.
Yeah.
Have you not done anything with her since I've been out?
She was collapsed.
That's the problem. She's been asleep the whole time I've been out.
What was I supposed to do? I couldn't keep her up. She was involved in the water fight.
Come and say hello. Oh, you're so big now.
I almost enjoy hearing Loz and Liz say, "Oh, look at her. She's getting so big." And she's only just dried off. She was involved in our water fight earlier, weren't you? That was fun, wasn't it? Yeah.
You just want to be nosy. Mum
wants to be. Oh, honestly, she's my shadow. I can't go anywhere anymore. Not the toilet, not anywhere. Johnny, thank you for the super chat.
You are number one, definitely.
Yeah. Mainstream American chocolate is crap, sadly. Real peanut butter made from peanuts and salt and good jelly on soft white bread, nothing better. Yeah, we only buy the 100% nuts peanut butter, don't we? No palm oil, none of that stuff. No. Oh, here she is. She's a naughty, naughty dog. She's biting. Oh, there she is.
Come with Daddy.
No.
Buddy.
She doesn't want you. Liz getting blamed for the puppy being a puppy. I know, Colin, honestly. My birthday is always on the Strongman Classic weekend. My birthday always used to coincide with Glen Ross at the Ultimate Strongman's World Team Championship. I'll never forget, I spent my 30th birthday at the World Team Championships because you and Terry were competing in it, so I had no choice.
That's it, good girl.
And you didn't even win.
We were second.
You were second.
Still pretty good.
It's all right, I guess.
This is like first losers.
First losers. I think Jonas and Lalas won that year, didn't they?
No, Lalas and his brother won.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Why did I think Jonas was in it?
I think he was doing a log
there,
lift.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
Didn't he try a log lift?
Log lift world record attempt, yeah.
Oi, sit.
Zing, thank you for the super chat. If the 1977 World's Strongest Man events were going to be used for World's Strongest Man 2025, what current athletes would make the podium? Let's remember the events then. So we've got a tire toss, a barrel lift, we've got a wrist roll, we've got a wheelbarrow, a trample, the fridge carry, the car deadlift, where you just sort of do that. Did they have a log?
Not that year, no.
No. They had obviously the tug of war at the end, was that? Yeah, it was tug of war at the end.
I think so. Can't remember.
I still think it would probably, like, assuming the weights are adjusted for today's level, I think the top guys would still be the top guys. Would still,
yeah, I think if they knew what they were training for.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because they're good because they're good, aren't they? They're great athletes. They're strong men. So, yeah, probably still. But maybe it would give the opportunity for other people to shine. Look, you've riled her up now.
I don't know how.
Land shark. She is a land shark. Come here, you naughty, naughty girl. Oh, gosh.
It does go super quick, doesn't it? Sarah says she's 43 this year. It feels like she left school last week.
Oh, I know.
It just whizzes by.
Yeah. You'll have to be in charge. I'll rock the dog. Come here, yeah. Oh, honestly. What nonsense.
Steady State says, Loz and Liz, I will have to send you guys craft chocolates from Seattle. That is amazing. The major American chocolate production are horrible indeed. We would love to try this.
Do you know what we need to do is get a PO box and then you can all send us snacks from your countries and we will sit here on a live and try them all out. Your
There you go,
favourite
that's
snacks from your
something
part of the
for you
world.
to set up.
All right, she doesn't want any part of you. Oh, look, I'm all...
Thank you, Jesse Hall. Loz, if you suddenly was in charge of picking the 2005 World Strongest Man events,
What
would you pick? Car roll. I want to see a car roll in a competition.
Yeah.
Probably some kind of deadlift. I know we are getting a bit bored of deadlift, but
Maybe
I do like it. Squat. Yeah.
As well as deadlift or instead?
I would I'd probably do a squat for reps and a deadlift for max.
I like my overhead to be a medley personally.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
This isn't yours, so bugger off. I might have something like I might have something like power stairs in there as a finisher rather than stones.
Yeah.
Just bored of seeing stones.
Yeah. Or natural stones, like they did in 2012.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Natural stones.
I must admit I quite liked Axel in Worlds this year. Maybe like an Axel log medley.
Thank you. Yes.
Like a log into a heavier
axle,
then a heavier log and a heavier axle.
Yes.
Something like that.
Do you know what overheads I wouldn't have?
No?
Viking press or dumbbell, because of refereeing and everything else. And stupid rules and just weirdness. I wouldn't have it.
I do like a vehicle pull.
Put a block press in.
No, it's too awkward.
Oh, okay.
I like a vehicle pull.
Yeah, I
think World's Strongest Man. It's kind of like a big staple.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing cooler than seeing someone pulling an aeroplane or something like that. What have you got now?
Oh dear. I think that Loz will agree with me. 1982 is the best year.
Well, of course. The best people were born then.
Loz, you've mentioned your brother several times and that he's coached you, I believe. Is he older and a strongman as well?
He's actually younger. So originally I coached him, and then he became a very, very good coach in his own right. And I ended up getting him to coach me. He did do strongman at under 105 for a short period. He was decent, but strongman wasn't his sort of thing. It wasn't his calling. And he was smaller framed than I am. So he's not quite as built for strongman like myself. But very smart, very honest, someone that just tells you as it is. And yeah, he coached me for a good few years.
I tell people I'm 21 and a bit. Just send me the address. Steady state. Yes. People want to send us their treats.
Joe Oliver says we could just get rid of the deadlift. Your deadlift's coming on, Joe.
Does Joe not like a deadlift?
He's not bad at it. He's just 21 and impatient. He's just exceptionally good at other things. His overhead, his grip, his moving is really good. Deadlift is he's doing England's Strongest Man. And he'll do very well. But he would rather a different event to the deadlift.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I think now would be a really good time to log off because it's been 1 hour and 7 minutes. I could still get some editing done.
You want to get this video
my lovely video that you guys are all going to watch when I post it early this week.
We will leave it there.
Sorry, guys. All right. Just sign it off, Lozzie. What are you doing?
Sign it off.
Sign it off.
I don't know how to sign it off. I'm just thinking about deadlifts now.
Get a grip.
Yeah, we've got some comps coming up.
Yes, we have.
There's lots of comps coming up. We've got Liz's very special video coming out this week.
Yes.
Either tomorrow or Tuesday, I should imagine.
Yes. Also on Tuesday, the Strongest Man in Iceland is going to be uploaded to the Magnusver Classic YouTube channel. Magnuson Classic Series, I think is the channel name. Oh, you'll find it.
Just go check out whatever Monica says.
Lots of new content on Official Strongman, thanks to them getting involved with pretty much everything right now. So
and lots of competitions happening. We'll have a couple of news videos out this week.
Yes.
There's quite a bit going on. But guys, as always, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing week or rest of your weekend. For some of you, you've got a day left, I guess.
This is a very special video. Okay. It's not that special,
not exciting.
No.
And then I need to remember that it's her birthday on Tuesday, and hopefully I don't forget that. But yeah, guys, have a great week, and we'll catch you soon. Take it easy.
Press the button, also. Keep smiling and waving.